If we don't make our unconscious conscious, our unconscious will drive our actions, and we'll call it faith. These are words of Carl Jung's, probably not the exact words, but I've framed it in my own way. Largely, Jung is talking about the unconscious, which is our shadow. What is a shadow? The shadow is the aspects of us from childhood. There were certain behaviors that were allowed, there were certain behaviors that weren't allowed, and we started throwing away those behaviors that weren't well suited for us and people around us, and it became our shadow. We never looked at that bag. So imagine we're putting all of those unappreciated things that we dislike about ourselves, dislike about behavior, which are essential for us to live in this culture society, and we throw it in the bag, but we're still carrying it. And during our most vulnerable times, we'll act out from it, right? When basically we our desires are too high, if we're frustrated, right, if we're in a emotional turmoil, and act out from these areas that we've suppressed, repressed from a very long time, have never seen them. In the recent times, we see these scandals. In the recent times, today, yesterday, we've seen these scandals where we've had leaders, spiritual gurus, babas, who generally the larger masses put on a pedestal. They project their own golden light, which is their highest potential in the other person. That's something that we can call the our golden shadow. The shadow is also positive. That higher self of ours that we project in the other person, that's called a golden shadow. That can be called as the golden shadow. Now we've had these leaders, babas, getting caught in scandals, showing their demonstrating their sexual shadow, largely because it's easy to understand that they go on suppressing their sexuality. They see it as sinful. They just renounce it. And that's how generally people in the society are also conditioned to kind of renounce it, suppress it, as if they're not human, to become more than human in one way. But our body is, we still have biological needs, we're still a human, and we still have to act out somewhere, right? So in our worst times, we kind of acted out through frustrations, through those sexual frustration that we have by demeaning the other in unconscious ways. And later is when we're back again to the conscious, when we're away from that mammalian mind and again back to a rational mind, we can think about those actions, that what did I do? So evil, bad of me, right? But again, that's largely because you suppressed, you hadn't even looked at your shadow, the side, your own sexuality, right? That you desired something. So essentially, to see the shadow does not mean for you to act it out. But the major thing, the major victory is to just bring it into your consciousness, to see its existence, right? To accept it is there, but I'm consciously not acting it out, right? I'm going to use that, utilize it in a more creative way, but not act it out in this society. But a lot of people, where they go wrong, where our conditioning currently teaches us, is to suppress that side, to not look at it, and we go around acting it out, right? And that's largely happened with leaders. That happens with people who are into great activism as well, who stand up for causes to protect women, but then are the ones who are kind of harming them, right? Because they haven't seen their own darkness, but they are projecting their own darkness outside, right? What you're not ready to accept within is what you're judging outside. So the idea here is to start accepting your own shadow, to see the little things that you do, to not shame yourself, but accept yourself as wholly human. A person whose light, great positivity, is merging with the darkness as well.